Hello, welcome to Markets 101. We're going to cover how to get started in FX trading. Now, I already was involved in trading. I started trading in 1997 and I started trading stocks. I moved into trading some options. I moved into trading some futures. And Forex was always this thing I'd heard about, but didn't know much about. So luckily, I was already involved as a trader. So it was a little bit easier for me to transition into FX trading because I already had a lot of the things I needed. I already had the trading platform I needed. I already had capital. I already knew how to read a chart. I already knew how to trade. I'd already put in a lot of the work. So for me, it was a little bit easier. If this is your first thing that you're going to be trading, then we're going to have to start at the beginning and make sure that you have everything you need to get started. So how to become an FX trader? Well, it's going to start with education. Education is going to be the key to this. And everyone thinks, hey, you know what? I took some classes in college. You know, I've done some bank wires before. No, it's different. It's different. Forex is a completely different animal. And I've talked to people that are good stock traders. There's a learning curve to get into Forex. I've talked to options traders. There's a learning curve to get into Forex. It is a little bit different. There's different technology. There's different names for things. So everyone needs to start off with having a good understanding. Because if you don't have a good understanding of how it works, how can you possibly have success at it? Second, develop a personal plan. Now, I want to make sure that everyone understands personal plan. You need to know and decide how you are going to trade. There are thousands of ways to trade the Forex market. You could be a scalper. There are people out there that get in and out in a couple of seconds or even a couple minutes. And that's what they do. They get in and out and in and out, and they do that several times a day. There's some people that maybe trade 2 or 3 times a day. There are people like me. I usually trade somewhere between 2 to 3 times a week. I'm very patient. I'm waiting for my personal plan to come. And there are some people that are much longer term as Forex traders. Everyone, all 4 of those can make money. And all 4 of those can lose money as well. You need to find the one that works for you. You need to put in the work to develop a plan. Now, in the world of Forex, there's a lot of people out there telling you, I will sell you my plan, or I will sell you my expert advisor. All you need to do is follow my plan, and you don't have to do it. Here's the problem. You can't trade someone else's plan. Now, look, you can learn good things from someone else's plan, but you can't trade it. You absolutely can't. If you are an impatient person and you tried to follow my trade that I'm in for 3 to 4 days, where I'm in it very, very comfortably, and you're very impatient, you're going to screw that up. You're going to trade it differently. So part of the process to becoming a trader is you must go through the work to develop your own personal plan. Once you've determined, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. It's all theory. Okay, this is how I'm going to trade currencies. Now it's a matter of testing it out. Now again, everything needs to be tested and back tested and simulator tested in trading. We have so many fantastic tools and technology nowadays. There is no reason for anyone to put live money on the line when they're just learning. It is incredibly stupid. It is incredibly insane. People do it all the time, and I tell them they're crazy. If you can't make money in a demo account, how in the world do you think you're going to make money in a live account? Because when you have a live account, all of a sudden you now have all the emotions of money. So there are different steps. You've got to learn your craft. You've got to learn what you're doing. You got to put it all together. And okay, yes, there's thousands of books about trading. There's hundreds of books about Forex trading. But how am I going to do it? What time frame am I going to trade on? Am I going to trade off a 15-minute chart? Am I going to trade off a 1-hour chart? Am I going to trade Elliott wave theory? Am I going to trade Fibonacci retracements? Again, You have to determine that. And then you have to go out and practice and make sure that it works. Make sure that you can follow it. All of that before you go live. So let's talk about tools of the trade. So here's what you're going to need. So you need a brokerage account. You need trading software. Now, most of the time, your brokerage account will provide the trading software for you. That is very, very typical. So again, if you go to forex.com, which is FXCM, they're going to give you their software, their trading software. Now, that software is going to have lots of things. It will even have charting software. But a lot of traders use other charting software. I know at Maverick, we really like the tradingview.com platform. We think it's fantastic. It's wonderful. In this modern world, you are going to need mobile trading. Now, I absolutely love mobile trading. Let me tell you why. When I started out trading back in 1997 and 98, I know that some of you weren't even born yet. I know that some of you don't remember not having the internet, but I do. And the only way you could trade is I traded at Maverick Trading, and they had a T1 internet business line. And once I left that office, I had no idea what was going on in the market. I had no way to know. You didn't have a phone where you could check prices. You didn't. That's all you had. Maybe if you went home, you could get some dial-up, but it was crap. Now my life has completely changed because back then I would tell my wife, hey, I need to go. I need to get out of some positions before the stock market closes. And she would say, well, I'm not ready to leave yet. And I'd say, I don't think you understand. I'm leaving. And she's like, well, I'm staying. So I left her. I did. Look, I went back and picked her up, but she understood. She understood that, hey, I had to go. And if I ever went on vacation, I just had to shut everything down. Everything was just shut down, or I had to be glued to a system. Mobile trading is amazing. What I've seen in my career is fantastic. I have now traded all over the world. I've traded from a cave hotel in central Turkey. I was there the night that Bear Stearns failed, and it was crazy. I was in there trading. I've traded on Easter Island. I've traded in Mongolia. So again, it's so cool now that you literally have the ability to go anywhere. So make sure that any brokerage account you go with has mobile trading software. You're going to want it. You're going to need it. And then trading journal software. Trading journal software is software that breaks down your results, gives you your numbers, and tells you how you're doing. Now, a lot of people say, well, won't my account value tell me how I'm doing? The answer is no. The answer is no. Now, yes, that is the ultimate goal. But in the world of trading, if you focus on your numbers, the dollars come. If you focus on the dollars, a lot of times the dollars don't come. So if you just focus on getting my win-loss ratio up, getting my profit factor up, getting my Sharpe ratios up, if you focus on that, the money comes as a byproduct for sure. So again, tools of the trade, you're going to need those. Education. Again, this is the basis of everything. And, everyone understands this. Everyone understands if you're going to go undertake a stab at trading and, again, make it your career. Some people just want it to be a hobby. I wanted it to be a career. I wanted to do this my entire life, and I plan to do it my entire life. Then you put in the work. If you decide I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a physical therapist, you dedicate a big part of your life early on in the education because that is what's going to carry you through in the end. So you've got to learn how to do it. You've got to learn how to use your tools. You've got to learn technical analysis. Technical analysis is the main skill you need to be successful. Most of your time should be spent mastering chart reading. That is where you should be spending almost all of your time. And then the other place you should be spending your time is on you. One of the first things we have people do at Maverick when they come aboard is we have them take a trader personality test. And just by taking a trader's personality test, and this is based on the Myers-Briggs 16 personalities, I can tell you, if you just tell me what your personality score is, I can already tell you the struggles you'll have, and I'll already tell you the things that you'll do well. Because a lot of the things we do is based on our genetics and our personality. It's very difficult to change your personality. It's very difficult. What most people try to do is they try to be disciplined. How many times have you said to yourself, "Oh, I did it again. I'm not ever going to do that again"? That is a lie. You are definitely going to do it again. The fact that you did it once means that that is your natural tendency. You can't out-discipline it. So one of the things we always talk about in Maverick is let's write our trading plan to avoid the things you can't control. Let's do all the things. So again, a lot of this education is going to be learning about you, how you work, and some of the things that you're just not very good at. And I have to say that now that I'm not 20, I'm just going to say now that I'm not 20 anymore, one of the things I love the most about being older is that I no longer lie to myself. I used to be convinced I could do everything and that I was good at everything. That was exhausting. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh yeah, you're not good at this. Don't even try that. Of course you'll fail at that. Now it's like, oh, I know I'm going to fail at it. Why don't I just do it differently? But why don't I do it in a way that I know I might be able to succeed? In my 20s, I wasn't able to do that. So building this plan is really a big deal because you have to quantify your actions. Because the Forex marketplace is open 24 hours a day. And if you don't have a good plan, I promise you will sit there and you will click buttons and you will lose your money. The Forex marketplace has sucked away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, $200 at a time, $500 at a time, $50 here, from people that didn't know what they were doing. So again, personal trading plan, it's got to have specific entry and exit rules, all based on technical analysis. That's the only way to trade, technical analysis. Risk management. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. In Forex, you get very big leverage, which means that you have a lot more risk. So you need to understand how to control that risk. You need to understand, okay, what am I going to do to survive a 10 loss streak? Because I hate to tell you this, you are going to have a 10 loss streak somewhere in your career. You will. And if you have 10% at risk, you're going to lose all your money at some point. You could be profitable for 3 years, but you'll always lose your money in the end. Always, always, always. You need to build good, rigid risk management strategies. And then, of course, capital allocation. This is where a lot of people don't even get to this point. This is definitely a more advanced concept, is capital allocation. We talk about adjusting position sizes when the markets are more favorable or unfavorable. You know, when market conditions are not good for you, do you have rules that pull back the amount of capital you have or just stop altogether? Or are you just clicking buttons every day? How do you identify when the market is favorable for you? And when it's favorable, why aren't you risking more? One of the things we love to do at Maverick is pyramiding, where we are constantly adding onto winning trades. We're constantly buying winning trades, moving up our stop, buying more, moving up our stop. We are now allocating way more capital to winners, so when we do have winners, they are 4 to 5 times the size of our losers. This is the next level of trading. And again, withdrawal plans and reinvestment strategies. This is something that I'm really big on. When you make profits, when you make a certain amount of profit, you must take it out and you must do something else with it. And I know people say, oh no, Rob, I'm just going to leave it in the account. I'm just going to leave it in the account and get it to grow. That's not how you grow wealth. You need to have a capital allocation plan that understands, okay, when I have profits, I'm going to do this with it. I'm going to allocate it over here. Now, of course, if you're trading with a couple hundred or a couple $1,000s, yes, I understand it's going to stay in the account for the first little bit. But once you start to make real money, you have to have a capital allocation plan to truly build wealth. Once you have your plan, it's all about testing. It's all about testing. You got to build your plan. Say, okay, this is when I'm going to buy. This is when I'm going to sell. This is what I'm going to do. Again, when I get a winner, this is when I'm going to add to that winner. Then it comes down to demo testing. Test it out. Now, at Maverick, we've got simulator testers. We have the ways that you can go back and actually back test past results very quickly to see if your strategy works. That's fantastic, but you still need to demo everything. You still need to practice in the live market. You need to practice your order entry. You need to practice your technology. You need to practice, practice, practice. And if you find that you're not getting the results you want, this is where you adjust your trading plan. This demo account trading process is everything. And I cannot believe when people just jump in and put live money on the line. Because if you can't make money on a demo account, how in the world do you think you're going to be able to make money with real money on the line with all those emotions and all of the negative garbage that comes along with it? You have to be proven that you can make money in a demo account. Again, that's one of the steps that we have at Maverick is you have to prove that you can make money in a demo account. At that point, you know what? Once you do that, it's all about live trading. So again, fund your account, follow your plan, risk management the whole time. One of my sayings, I always say, trade less, not more. I have been in a very, very interesting situation where I've not only learned how to trade, I've watched hundreds of people trade. I've seen people that are great. I've seen people that are terrible. I've been able to see really hundreds of people trade. One of the things I say all the time, the people that trade more have a way smaller success ratio. Why? People that trade more are impulsive, they're reactive, and they're emotional. When someone trades less, what that immediately tells me is that they're deliberate, they're calculated, and they're in control. Look, people can make money and trade actively. People can actually make money and trade very inactively. I'm not saying that that is the key, how many times you trade. But what it shows, people that are reactive, excitable, and not to control their emotions are definitely going to lose their money. So trade less. Be deliberate. Follow your trading plan is basically what this is all about. And then in the end, reward yourself. As I talked earlier, one of the things about capital allocation is using those profits. What are you going to use those profits for? Are you going to fund your IRAs? Are you going to fund your kids' college accounts? Are you going to go on vacations? Again, you need to have some sort of reward. I know at first, yes, when you have a small account, you're going to leave it in the account. But at some point, you're going to have to learn how to allocate that. It becomes a totally different little job. All right, so again, to become a trader, you've got to go through the process. I wish there was some way for me to snap my fingers, to wave a magic wand, to get you from point A to point Z, from beginning trader to hugely profitable trader. I'm sorry. It is a path. It's a path. Everyone starts out as a losing trader. Everyone. As human beings, we're all wired to lose. The first thing you need to do is you need to get to break even. Now, it is a lot of work to get to break even. And whenever I see traders that they're like, Rob, I'm only at break even. I'm so depressed. I'm like, oh, you should pat yourself on the back. Most people don't get there. You're like in the top 20%. Keep going. It's a gradient. All of a sudden, you're going to start to make a little bit of money, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then your capital grows, and then you make more, and down the road, this works for you. There's no way to become a professional trader. There's no way to become a profitable trader without going through this path. It's just what it is. All right, thank you for joining me.